Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being and sustainable development 2022. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence and UN Sustainable Development Goals 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today, we are commemorating International Day of Peace with the theme End Racism and Build Peace. And apart from that, we have other commemorations. World Alzheimer's Day, World Gratitude Day, National Opioid Awareness Day, National Chai Day, that is Tea Day, Telegraph Pole Appreciation Day, National Pecan Cookie Day, National School Backpack Awareness Day, National Carriage Condo Day, Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, National Black Women's Equal Pay Day, Miniature Golf Day, and World Mini Golf Day, and Escapology Day, Mabon Day, and many more. So I have just handpicked a few due to time constraints and relevance. Let's see each one of them. commemorations today and how they are relevant and contributing to the sustainable development in different ways to holistic health and as well as well-being. We are trying to connect and see how across the world different people are appreciating their own cultures and traditions, and it's very important why in spite of being developed countries or underdeveloped countries or developing countries, culture without their our own cultures, rich cultures and traditions, we are nothing. We lose our identity and we become we fall into identity crisis. So that's why it's very important to keep our identity alive. We need to follow, practice our cultures. That is, the basic concept behind all these commemorations and celebrations. So it's time to revive and remember, the kind of commemorations or the kind of celebrations we are forgoing them. We are not celebrating properly or we are not commemorating. Even we can see even chocolate wrapper day is there. We laugh when we, sometimes we say some commemoration, some celebration, what to celebrate. But see, the entire world, is commemorating World Chocolate Wrapper Day. What nonsense is that? Someone might say, yes, in the chocolate wrapper, it's a cover, just a cover. And we need a day to appreciate the chocolate wrapper day. Many similar, days are there because it's basically looking forward different, looking forward for opportunities to celebrate. But we have lot of days. Every day is a celebration. Every day is a day for celebration, especially when you look at the Hindu calendar, which has, more than thousands and thousands of year tradition. Every day you have a reason to celebrate, a reason to do charity, a reason to do social service, a reason to, for philanthropy. So a reason to promote peace, harmony. So we need to revive these rich cultures. We are very much um, away from our own cultures and traditions through a lot of this media and propaganda by the vested interests and misinterpretations. Like we have seen, this pepperoni pizza, which is completely against, majority of the religion in India, or for that matter. But it is been widely promoted in such a way that pizza is become has favorite. But what about the religious beliefs and, belief system, where even today there has been a lot of, resistance without knowing you are consuming, and at one day you realize that what you were eating was prohibited in your religion, in your belief system. And people, they just didn't care about your culture, neither your religion, neither your belief system. They did not even, you know, uh, think of, say of, uh, this can be, or this can be part of the ingredients. Earlier also a lot of campaigns that has happened, even in Maggie also, this MSG, and all lot of products where, different kind of, especially when they are imported from Western countries, and they use a lot of this pork, beef and whatnot, some even various other animals, or for that matter, insects or whatnot, to make all those cuisines. And you can see literally in China, they eat everything. There is nothing, I don't think there is nothing left. There is nothing that Chinese have left out. Literally, these markets have everything almost. I don't see, literally everything. They eat everything. whichever they see, I think they will eat. So we have to be very careful, especially, when we don't have, we have many things that are prohibited for various reasons, because of health, well-being, and we are consuming. Maybe that is the reason we are today inviting more and more, creating more and more diseases or illness or more variants of viruses, bacteria, which are, uh, create bringing out daily new genetic mutations. So when our life habits, food habits change, there is no peace within, there is no peace outside also, because we are very much disturbed with the kind of food we are taking, with the kind of lifestyle we are living, with the kind of society we are living. And it creates a lot of unrest, it creates a lot of disturbance, it causes restlessness. So that will in turn disturb our health, well-being, and also the way we move in the societies. And societies, when they are disturbed, there is a lot of prone to uh, disturbance and violence. So all these are directly and indirectly contributing. The only thing is we should be able to connect them. Otherwise, you cannot live in an isolation. Today, no matter what specialization you belong to, without eating food, you cannot survive. If you say that is not my subject, environment is not your subject. Can you live with a polluted air? Can you live with a polluted water? Can you live with a polluted food? You cannot just say yes, but to remain in the within the specialization, we can say, okay, we have pursued in something and we are working on something, but everything is interconnected, everything is interrelated. That is what it is required nowadays. It is all multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary. It is not that isolated, that this is not my subject. If we think that this is not my subject, then you are not at all the subject for this world. Your existence itself is waste, or doesn't matter for this world, because when you don't care for the world, why world has to care for you? And when we don't care for the world, then we are taxing on the planet, and we are creating a lot of issues. We are part of the problem, not part of the solution. So this is very important to understand why we have to be aware of all these things, to so that we can be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Everywhere we talk about, every time we talk about problems. Yes, problems are there, will be there forever. At least not the same problem, with a different magnitude, with a different direction, with a different issue cause. Problems will be there forever. By taking birth itself, that the very billions and billions of sperm has only one opportunity to meet with the egg. That itself is a very big problem. You see the permutations and combinations, the probability of getting fertilized. And in spite of the millions and billions of sperms, only just one sperm is able to meet one egg, and it is getting fertilized. You see the uh, magnitude, you just see the problem. Every sperm, every each sperm of that has a great problem to get it itself fertilized. So life is full of struggles, life is full of problems. But whether you put your 100% efforts or not, that is more important. Outcome should never be the priority. We have to do our best, then we have to leave outcome to the efforts and uh, various other things. We should not really bother about outcome. But the world is so materialistic, and we have been so much misguided that we are first focus is outcome. What we will get from it, how much we will get from it. Even before doing, even if we're thinking itself, we are thinking that whether only if that gives some benefits, that also not single benefit. And it should have, lot of benefits. We have to invest 1 paisa and we have to get at minimum 1 crore. That is what, people are into this. Uh, and we see with the advent of social media, and there is a greater opportunity. You spend 1 rupee and you get publicity of 1 crore everywhere. You just, by even if you are donating 1 rupee, also you take photo, video, and circulate everywhere on all social media channels. And you, from morning to evening, you keep circulating, creating as if you have done, you have entire donated to the entire world, huge wealth. And this is what happening, this is not reality. When people are, spending so much of wealth, like see Tatas, they have how much they are contributed, and see how much of publicity they do. They are not into liquor business. They know if they can make, and they are not into cigarettes or tobacco. They are not into, because their values are very important. For them, earning is not important. Earning is important, but not at the cost of lives of people, not at the cost of societies, not at the cost of health, not at the cost of nature. So that should be the values when we are talking about ethics, morals, values. No, that is the not only just ethics or values of Tatas, but also their organization policy, that they do not enter into any business that will hamper, or that will, deprive humans or nature, for that matter, uh, their rights, their opportunities. So we need to have that kind of, commitment towards ourselves and our society. It's not like, yes, like wherever there is a huge opportunity for earning, even at the cost of ethics, values, and morals, even at the cost of lives also, you invest, like in liquor, for example. That is just an example I am telling. There are many other business like that. Spend thousands, crores, and start distilleries and start manufacturing liquor and throw them across over the people like water. And literally how many problems is being created. And have you ever seen how much of income it is being generated? And no one, and no other thing will generate such an income. So that income, if it was spent on the family, see how much quality education they could have got, how much quality of food they could have got, nutrition or facilities, or for that matter, the cost of livelihood or the better facilities they get is all, we have to think in an appropriate manner, in the right direction. But no one is there. If someone is there also, then we will start a lecture फिर से शुरू हो गए. But that is what the fact. Today we are suffering. Today climate change, we see, lot of either we are facing extreme temperatures, or either we are or we are having these cool temperatures, and everything is extremes only. At times we have droughts. At times we have floods. Normalcy is not normal now. The extremities are normal. Like earlier, drinking was prohibited and drinking was not a norm. So what they did, they promoted drinking as a social status now. And people are like so much, you see ads, soaps, or even in social media channels, you see lot of consumption of meat and lot of consumption of alcohol, so that they have created an opinion among the public that if you don't drink, you are not even considered a worth human being. So now everyone to call it's a now the drinking, which is an highest form of drug addiction, now is a social norm. Now everywhere you can see every party, no party goes out to even weddings, even celebrations, everywhere you see without liquor and meat, there is no celebration at all. And if you don't eat, they will see like some alien has come onto the planet. Or otherwise they treat you like, you are not at all worth to be part of the celebration. So this kind of propaganda media has been media and, these business have been very much successful in promoting that they have set a new norm with all these drug abuse and animal abuse, animal cruelty and climate change. Today we are paying for it. Why? Because we were not conscious. We were, going along with the propaganda, and we fell into their trap. And today we are paying back. So these all are very important. Just saying, just being a social worker or a psychologist or a health worker or professional doesn't mean that you are not ignorant or you don't talk about it. It is very much essential. We are the ones who need to, because we are the ones who are facing them. We are seeing the cases, we are seeing the clients, and we know these are the social evils now. These are the, the root causes that are creating so much of problem. And if we don't talk about that, then there is no solution. There is no end to it. So these are all very much important to talk about and to discuss about and to bring awareness. And when we are talking about International Day of Peace, these all contribute to peace because a lot of issues. And with today's theme or this year's theme, End Racism and Build Peace, talks about racial discrimination. And each year, the International Day of Peace is observed around the world on 21st September. The UN General Assembly has declared this as a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace through observing 24 hours of non-violence and ceasefire. But achieving true peace entails much more than laying down arms. It requires building of societies where all members feel that they can flourish. It involves creating a world in which people are treated equally, regardless of their race. As Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said, racism continues to poison institutions, social structures, and everyday life in every society. And it continues to be a driver of persistent inequality, and it continues to deny people their fundamental human rights. It destabilizes societies, undermines democracies, erodes the legitimacy of governments, and the linkages between racism and gender equality are unmistakable. So as conflicts continue to erupt across the globe, causing people to flee, we have seen race-based discrimination at borders. Yet COVID-19 keeps attacking our communities. We have seen how certain racial groups have been hit much harder than others. As economies suffer, we have seen hate speech and violence directed at racial minorities. We all have a role to play in fostering peace and tackling racism in a crucial way to contribute. And we all have a role to play in fostering peace and tackling racism in a crucial ways to continue. And we can work to dismantle the structures that entrench racism in our midst, and we can support movements for equality and human rights everywhere. We can speak out against hate speech, both offline and online. We can promote anti-racism through education and reparatory justice. The 2022 theme for the International Day of Peace is End Racism, Build Peace. So we invite you to join the efforts of the United Nations as we work towards a world free of racism and racial discrimination, a world free of any kind of discrimination, and a world where compassion and empathy overcome suspicion and hatred, a world that we can truly be proud of. So the International Day of Peace will be observed on 16th September 2022 at United Nations headquarters. No, in advance to take, and it will observe youth observance in the, will be held in economic social, which was held, sorry, with more than 500 students who interacted with the Secretary General and high profile artists and activists. Young people were presented, projects and illustrated the action they had to take to combat racism and thereby foster peace. So, which were, broadcasted live and on demand. You can see it online also. So, fight inequality, fight racism. Racism, xenophobia, and related discrimination and intolerance exist in all societies everywhere. Racism harms not just lives of those who endure it, but also society as a whole. We all lose in a society characterized by discrimination, division, distrust, intolerance, and hate. The fight against racism is everyone's fight. We all have to play in building a world racism. See, in one way, there is also a dialogue that is being there since independence. This caste system or religion system, which is also officially or unofficially promoted by the government by issuing caste certificates. They are actually caste abolition. We should, even the governments or the society should work towards caste abolition or religion abolition. Instead of that, we are promoting caste system, and caste system is also what I need to say. A caste system is promoted by the governments, and also with huge benefits like reservations, where a particular caste has lot of reservation. Even if they just appear and qualify, they get jobs, they get educational seats, and a lot of these things. So what does this mean? That government, like they are wantedly spoiling, because they are breathing this wine and all this thing and spoiling, and this various diseases, disorders, accidents, alcohol. Like similarly, this caste system is also widely supported and promoted by governments, where lot of conflicts and lot of indifferences, discrimination is going on. We should achieve. We should move to a casteless society or religion society, where humanity should be the ultimate, peace, ultimate goal, where we all are treated equally as equal human beings with equal opportunities. But instead, what is being done when we are officially recognizing so many castes and creeds and tribes? We are giving more opportunities for intolerance among the groups, and everyone is struggling today for reservation. How much reservation we can give? It's already crossed 75%, almost 60 to 75% in some states. Though Supreme Court also says that it should not cost 50%, but they've found various other ways that now even in certain organizations, we see that 90 to 95%, even at times when we see the outcome, 99% of education seats or jobs are reserved, and the open category is just 1%. If you see practically, you can only come out, you just pull out some recruitment and see who actually, if you take by statistics, you yourself will be astonished or surprised with the kind of, discrimination that is happening, injustice that is happening in the name of caste, or in the case of religion, in the case of racism, race or ethnicity. So these all should be, these are all social events, unfortunately, practiced by the governments also. So I think we need to, because of their political, they want to divide and rule, they want vote bank politics. So if all are united on a simple base like humanity, you cannot divide them. And only way to divide is just to take their caste, their community, takes their gender, take their race, take their ethnicity, and keep them divided, and so that they do not come on one stand and make one against each other and get benefit. This is what happening. This is what Britishers did. Even earlier rulers did. They created disharmony and disinterest and lot of conflicts, and they were successful. They were able to break the unity, and this is what happening nowadays also, officially also. Even our constitution says no discrimination and secular, but some religions are curbed. They are not even allowed to practice, and unofficial this thing is there, and some religions are openly violating also, and there's no one to talk about them, no one to control them, and a lot of these things are happening. So why all these are contributing? One religion is promoting, trying to, increase, and other religions are struggling for their existence. Lot of disturbance is being created in the society. Now, who is going to put a check on all these things? Now, why this, religion, which is a matter of right, anyone can choose, or anyone can profess, or anyone can practice any religion. Why one religion, or for that matter, any religion has to convert someone, or force someone, or compel someone to get converted? And why such things are not prohibited by any religion, no matter what religion it is, or what belief system it is? So this is a violation of fundamental right to religion. So all these things are there. There are so many complexities when we are looking at all these things. Today it may be one religion, tomorrow it may be other religion, or ethnicity, or race. Uh, and because of this, lot of unrest is creating. And there is a lot of fear, lot of anxiety that is being created in the society. What will happen to us? What will happen to us in future? So why all these things, in spite of constitution in place, in spite of all these you know uh, everything in place, in spite of that, lot of violation you can see in some religions. Lot of hate speech is being delivered from religious places against other religions, and this is a clear violation, but no one is there to talk about it. So all these aspects are very important. When you are allowing them, and definitely there will be a lot of unrest, there will be a lot of conflicts, and it's not secularism is not for a particular community or a particular religion. When you talk about secularism, it is for everyone, but no one follows it. It is only for one community. And they have to keep calm, they have to everything, all the ideals, morals, ethics, all should be for them only. Others don't even bother, don't even care also. Then how do you expect a peaceful society? How do you expect a harmonious society, where you just go stand there and everyone will come and slap you, going on slapping you? Then is that called a peaceful society? Is that called harmonious society? So is that called the equal rights or equity, equality? Is that what we are talking about, equality? Is that what we are talking about, secularism? A lot of things are there. We though we don't specifically talk, these are all issues, root causes where discrimination is still going on, and merit don't get seats, and the deserved don't get the opportunities, because they are being discriminated on their based of caste, or based of religion, or based of communities, and they don't get opportunities. They get deprived of opportunities. So all these are very much important. We should move to a casteless society, religious-less society, or for that matter, it's a society where humanity is the ultimate goal, or that is what to be practiced. Then only we can achieve equality and equity and harmony and peace. Without that, as long as governments also issue recognize caste systems and religions, and they have official religions. Here fortunately we don't have that, but in all other countries you can see they are officially having a religion. That means they are discriminating other religions. Now when we are preaching, we are having commemorating, we are celebrating peace days. What does that mean? If you are really working towards, then you should have a neutral, you should have a secular thing, and you should not have an official religion, official race, official ethnicity as such. But this is what happens in the world. They preach something, they do something. They say something, they do something. So a lot of gap is there, a lot of this discrepancy is there. How do we understand these discrepancies? How do we understand this kind of discrimination or disparity, or dichotomy, where uh, where there's a confusion of talking something and doing something? When you are talking about peace and you are having official religion, official ethnicity, official race, and you are discriminating the other groups, how a peace is possible when you are literally forcing them, compelling them, putting them under your force and exertion, pressure? And is this how we are going to achieve peace and harmony? We need to really rethink of all these things. So the real peace, the real, end of racism or casteism or religion of earth but matter, discrimination only comes when the entire world is moving to a casteless society, religion society, religionless society. Then only we will be able to achieve, say, unless and until, each religion fighting to, compete with each other and trying to, convert other religions into this and this religion into that. All these things are happening. There is always an unrest. It should be a voluntarily, but in the name of different benefits, or in the name of money, in the name of education, or in the name of facilities, in the name of opportunities. If every religion is trying to curb, or trying to overcome other religion, then this is continue, or other race, or other ethnicity, or other caste, or other, for matter anything, which is being discriminated, or which is being uh, preferred, or which is being biased or prejudiced. And a lot of these things are creating a lot of problems. So our ultimate goal is to move towards a society where humanity should be the only priority. Empathy, morals, ethics, values, and treating everyone with equal respect, dignity, and treating everyone as equal human being. So that we should move to that society, not having official religions, official castes, and all these. They should be abolished, and we need to really work towards them. Really, if you want to achieve peace and harmony in this on this planet. So with this hope, we will some point of day or some point of time, we will able to achieve this religious-less society and caste-less society or creed-less society or ethnic-less society, where we can feel that we all are same, we all are together, we all belong to one family, and we all are equally important to each other. Then only I think hope that what we call as peaceful societies or peaceful planet can exist, go together. So let's all work towards it and contribute towards it. So with this, we shall end the commemoration of International Day of Peace. And we will move on to other commemorations of the day. Today, a lot of countries also got independence, though I'm not getting into that. Armenia, uh, Belize, or we don't know. Sometimes that pronunciation can be, we don't use also. No? So Malta, and these all countries got independence, and since daily one or other country got independence from the colonial rule. Only the Britain is one which doesn't have an Independence Day, because no one has captured them, and they themselves captured so many countries and made them into colonial countries. And so that's the reason they they, they don't have even an Independence Day. So this history is very, we can learn a lot from this history. India remains a country where, it has not invaded any country, and Britain remains a country where it didn't invade any country. Unfortunately. See, these are the, you know, things which we need to learn from the history. When we read distorted history, when we read misinterpreted history, then we will be ending up with a lot of misinformation, disinformation. And we think that that is only true. But what truth is not always what it is being, circulated. We need more efforts to know the truth. So we'll see other days one by one quickly. And the other important day is National Opioid Awareness Day. That is also related to, this drug abuse, substance abuse. And another important day is World Alzheimer's Day and World Gratitude Day. We are always talking about gratitude, right? So this is very important. Having gratitude towards our nature, towards our planet, towards our fellow beings, and towards our no, own family members. So let's start with World Gratitude Day. It is celebrated on 21st annually, and this day aims to remind us of the importance of expressing gestures of thanks and appreciation. Understandably, sometimes we can get caught up in our busy lives and neglect to show how grateful we are for the people around us. Many people believe that once you commit a simple act of kindness for someone, you don't need to manifest that kind of kindness repeatedly. But if you do, it makes the world a better place. After all, it's your world and you have to live in it. So appreciation is a worldwide practice today, and a personal one that we can all use to improve our lives. But it goes back to 1965. World Gratitude was invented by Sri Chinmoy, a spiritual leader and meditation teacher. It was conceived at a Thanksgiving dinner in the United Nations meditation room. At the dinner, Chinmoy suggested the idea of global holiday of gratitude. Each person at the dinner pledged to hold an event in their home country every year on that holiday. And they all spent rest of the evening discussing how they might spread the word about this new holiday. The new year in 1966, the following year in 1966, many countries observed the first annual World Gratitude Day on September 21st, and the day has been celebrated annually ever since. So in 1977, the Spiritual League, a group of Chinmay's followers who ran the meditation room at its New York headquarters, requested that a resolution be passed recognizing World Gratitude Day. Representatives from the headquarters were in attendance to honor Chinmay, during the special ceremony. So that's how the World Gratitude Day started. And we know there are a lot of benefits of expressing gratitude. Gratitude promotes happiness by giving people more positive emotions, feelings, vibes, and making them savor good experiences. Gratitude helps people savor good moments, appreciate life, deal more efficiently with bad experiences, improve their health, and build more rewarding relationships, and a lot more. By expressing gratitude, we feel, you know, light. We ourselves feel appreciated, because with that expression, other people also express their gratitude. So we feel valued, we feel respected. The official gratitude symbol consists of a simple spiral center, three circular dots on the lower exterior of the spiral, and a hook-like shape at the bottom of the spiral. So can we consider gratitude as a skill? It may take some work, but expressing your gratitude to another person can be a genuine way to make a person feel good about themselves and others. It can lead you along the path to becoming a good friend. So always try to explore the opportunities where you can express gratitude to yourself and also to others, to the nature, to the planet, to the environment. And one of the easiest ways to show gratitude is by writing letters, cards, or emails, or messages, or texting important people in your life. You can write about anything, or you can say about anything, you can talk about anything that comes to your mind. Your favorite memories together, what they taught you, how much they mean to you, anything which creates a positivity. And don't worry if it's not eloquent. Be sincere and honest with your appreciation, and show gratitude to everyone and everybody at every time, always. Show gratitude to everybody you meet today, tomorrow, and so on, and tell them it's World Gratitude Day. Appreciate the people who contribute to your life in different ways. It could be a mail carrier, it could be a milkman, it could be a maid, it could be telephone technician or trash collectors, or even the chef and waiters at your favorite restaurant. Whoever you meet, this day shouldn't go without expressing gratitude to any person or nature or environment, for that matter to the God, without expressing an gratitude to them. Appreciate yourself. You are not perfect, but you can be thankful for the good things about yourself. Write down all your good traits or actions. They don't have to be a very big things. They can be simple or complex. If no one appreciates you for what you are, who you are grateful for, and be kind to yourself. You appreciate yourself. You express your gratitude to yourself. If no one is appreciating you, it makes us happier by simply journaling for 5 minutes a day about what we are grateful for. We can increase our overall happiness by a lot more percentage. Keep writing for some time what all good things you have done and how many people you have expressed your gratitude, those who have contributed to you. And when you keep reading them, when you keep recollecting them, you will have a very good memory, and you start appreciating yourself. And be humble. It enhances our positive emotions. When we feel grateful, we are less likely to feel envious of others. And so less of envy, less of jealousy, less of hatred. And we try to appreciate everyone for either small or big contribution they are doing, for their achievements. And we will be grateful to people experience a wider variety of emotions, and they are more likely to bounce back from difficult experiences. It makes people like us more grateful. People have access to broad social network. and more friends and better relationships. So always expressing gratitude will make us feel wanted, feel obliged, feel respected. So always take opportunity to express your gratitude, and it reduces impatience. People who are more appreciative of what they have tend to be less dissatisfied and more aware of the opportunities during economic decisions, leading to a better decisions and less pressure to seek immediate gratification. And it reduces your blood pressure. If you want to lower your blood pressure, try counting your blessings daily. And it's an opportunity for self-reflection. World Gratitude Day gives you or us a wonderful opportunity to pause, reflect, and consider the positive things in our life. It allows us to think about what we are grateful for, or even change something about ourselves for the better. After all, it's your world, it's our world, and we have to live in it. So we can choose to live in a way that makes our lives happier. And it's a good time to express gratitude. So it's a day for expressing gratitude and being kind to each other. Many people believe that once you commit a simple act of kindness for someone, for something, you don't need to repeatedly manifest that kind of kindness. However, according to the traditions, and performing kind acts every day can eventually lead to you find inner peace and happiness. That's why, philanthropy, charity is a daily routine. You can't keep contributing daily, whatever capacities you can. So that always helps us to find and maintain our inner peace and happiness. That gives us a lot of joy and happiness. It's not like today's world where you take photo and put on social media, and your happiness is not what based on what you have donated, but how many likes you have, how many shares you have, how many comments you got, positive comments. And if you don't get one like, even if you spend 1 crore also, it's like, oh, you wasted this entire amount on something. Which, so we should be very, in reality we should be more conscious. It's not like an online world where, you know uh, nowadays people are having more friends, 5,000 on Facebook, Instagram followers, some lakhs, thousands, or lakhs of followers. But at many times we see some influencers or some social media bloggers are also uh, uh, come to us. I mean, they are for counseling, or for that matter, we happen to be a counselor for them, and see, they have a lot of people around. They are following every second. Someone is following them and trying to get an update, but they feel very lonely. They sit alone, they cry alone, they literally have no one to share their feelings, or whatever they share now, they are very conscious about, because they don't want to share any negative thing. They want to boost themselves, they want to show high, they want to show this grandiosity to others. Otherwise, there are a lot of expectations from the people, and a lot of every moment they have to share something or the other. So there is a lot of pressure, and they cannot live their life. And they are highly, though they are great influences, but they themselves are being influenced by others. And this is how, many celebrities also commit suicide, because once they lose that that what say, name and fame, na, they cannot live a normal life. It's not so easy for everyone who have enjoyed such a thing. That's why they often end up committing suicide or killing themselves, or so why these things are happening? Because we are far away from reality, and we are not keeping grounded. No matter how much qualification we have, how much uh, experience we have, how much wealth we have, how much status or position we are having, Still, we have to be always be grounded. We need to be down to earth. We need to be humble, so that at any point or any kind of situation, we can always stay humble, and we can appreciate whatever we have, even if we fell 1,000 steps down. Also, no need to worry. Even if we climb 1,000 steps ahead, also no need to make a hype of it. We can, in reality, we can be in touch with the reality, and we can appreciate. Otherwise, one small step you come down, also it will create a lot of impatience, intolerance, and a lot of anxiety, fear. So that is what happening nowadays, especially when we are more occupied in social media and online, and we are neglecting our own family members. We are not giving time to family members or neighborhood or relatives, and we are always hooked up on the mobiles, on the social media. Even our at one side or one perspective, that is also somewhat good, because even mother, these family members, relatives, all are coming onto the social media. So at least to that extent, we are having some quality communication with them, at least on social media, at least through social media platforms. So all these are very much contributing to different ways of expressing gratitude, and also creating a lot of issues, challenges, and sometimes miseries also. So, but how we use is more important. Whether we use it in a positive way, constructive way, productive way, and to use our gratitude and share our happiness, or we are using it for negative things. It all depends. So we should appreciate gratitude, and people are happier when appreciated, and the business thrive when customer service is excellent. Indeed, gratitude is a parent of all virtues. So this World Gratitude Day helps us more people to understand its importance of acknowledging and being grateful to others. So let's all ending this commemoration, I express my gratitude to everyone, each and everyone who are joining, who has joined, who will be joining, and everyone. I express my sincere gratitude to all of you. And we shall move on to other commemorations today. Today is also World Alzheimer's Day. See, they both, sometimes forgetting is also a great boon for us. Otherwise, certain things we remember, it is very difficult for us. So this is also something related to, Alzheimer's, dementia, or related to memory loss. But, there is always, that's why we always see there are two sides of a coin. So always there are good and bad things about every aspect for that, including persons also. We have some good things and we have some bad things, but that shouldn't, deprive of any opportunity. So World Alzheimer's Day is celebrated on 21st each year. That is on this day. Today, the world concentrates its efforts on creating awareness of Alzheimer's. The disease is among the most prevalent form of dementia, a set of disorders that disrupt mental function. So it is a perfect opportunity for us to raise our voices and find new ways of fighting the disease and its effects. So let's look into detail briefly. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia that affects memory and impairs daily function, and it is responsible for somewhere between 60 and 80% of dementia cases. Alois Alzheimer, a German psychiatrist who was the first to identify the disease while treating a German woman in 1901, the disease was named after him. So the condition is often regarded as a family disease due to impact it has on those closest to the victim. Alzheimer's ranks the most among the leading causes of death in the United States, and there are no prevention measures, and it has no cure also. Even the progression of disease cannot be slowed down. And founded in 1984, Alzheimer's Disease International, in short known as ADI, is charged with supporting victims and conducting outreach to educate people and expedite related policies. In 1994, ADI introduced World Alzheimer's Day in Edinburgh during their annual conference on September 21st to mark their 10th anniversary. ADI coordinates World Alzheimer's Day and World Alzheimer's Month across the globe, working with member organizations and associations to organize events and create awareness. So the first World Alzheimer's report was launched in 2009 on World Alzheimer's Day, and yearly reports have been issued every year since. So although the impact of observance is spreading, the information gap and stigmatization concerning dementia remains an issue. Many people see the disease as a natural part of the aging process. Granted, advanced in age is among the major causes of Alzheimer's disease, but it isn't completely an elderly disease. There are about 2 lakh people under the age of 65 struggling with Alzheimer's in the United States alone. To mark this observance, concerned individuals and organizations can participate by organizing and creating awareness and reaching out to uh, national Alzheimer's associations and across. So today we show purple ribbon as a sign. Purple is a combination of blue and red, incorporating the stability of the former and the passionate energy of the latter. That's why we have this purple ribbon as a symbol or a sign to Alzheimer's Day. And when we are referring to this dementia, how different is it from Alzheimer's? Dementia refers to a general mental decline that interferes with daily functions. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia that is concerned with memory loss. So people with Alzheimer's often suffer from visual impairment. Studies have shown that many of them struggle with color vision and problems with the retina, but not everyone, but most of them. And by sharing information about Alzheimer's with friends and families, by discussing, sharing, we can bring awareness, and being well informed on the disease is the first step towards coping with it. And volunteering at local Alzheimer's association and finding ways to contribute to the activities, making observance. ADI encourages individuals and organizations to make contributions towards this cause, and it will help a long way towards raising awareness and organizing various events. So in the US, someone develops Alzheimer's every 65 seconds. So almost every 1 minute, one person develops Alzheimer's. And this is scary numbers. Projections indicate that over 14 million people could have Alzheimer's in the US by 2050. It's a huge number. And more than 18 billion hours of unpaid labor are spent on caregiving for dementia patients for each year because they can't remember. And it's very difficult unless and until they're able to manage themselves. So a lot of hours, man hours or caregivers are utilizing their hours, working hours, which is unpaid labor, caring for the dementia patients every year. And Alzheimer's disease ranks as the United Nations sixth leading cause of death. And over 2 lakh Americans who were under the age of 65 suffer from early onset Alzheimer's. So the fight against Alzheimer's unites peoples around the world, from victims to caregivers, medical practitioners, and researchers. We all share the same struggle, and a theme is dedicated to each year's observance, and the message of theme helps shed light on common misconceptions about the disease. And World Alzheimer's Day is a great opportunity for associations, NGOs, hospitals and healthcare centers to get recognition for the work they do. They put them in a better position to accomplish their establishment goals. So with that, we shall conclude this commemoration, and we will move on to next commemoration. National Black Women's Equal Pay Day. Yesterday itself we have seen, day before yesterday, and yesterday we are talking about women equality, equal pay. So institutional racism is a thing, and combating it is a large part of the reason for observing uh, women's, black women's especially. See, women itself is somewhat being discriminated in equal pay, and that too white women, black women, that in context of US. See, there are just two groups, white and black, they keep fighting, and a lot of differences. And a country like India, where there are thousands of there is definitely a greater scope, but we have to appreciate that we are still, in spite of so much differences, so much diverse also, are together. So that's what, where we can appreciate our own cultures and traditions. So in 2020, 226 days passed before African and Black American women had reached that point without regard to job type and required education on National Black Women's Equal Pay Day. So let's our voice join the courageous activities, rallying to influence leaders, disseminate crucial knowledge, and make a pay reality to everyone. In the last quarter century, the spotlight on inequality has become brighter and brighter, with a turning point in 2020 that at a very least made those obvious, uh, to the situation, more aware of the facts surrounding institutional racism and sexism, as a national dialogue about race opened up. On average, Black women typically make just 62 cents for every dollar paid to white non Hispanic men. The parental status also impacts the wage gap, with Black mothers making just 50 cents to every dollar a white fair father makes. And the pandemic and social unrest about and the parental status also impacts the wage gap. The Black mothers making just 50 cents to every day, while to every dollar if a white father makes. The pandemic and social unrest about racial injustice have amplified with existing inequalities in America. Black women were also strapped with student loans and among those likely to earn a post-secondary degree, with 64% of Black students earning bachelor's degrees. Women, while maybe this may be positive, but the financial impact is serious. And National Black Women Equal Pay Day attracts and holds more interest and advocacy than ever. But there is a ton of work to do. Just take care. One of the talk like so this day, National Black Women's Equal Pay Day now attracts and holds more interest and advocacy than ever. But there is a ton of work to do. Just take one of the talking points. For example, there has only ever been one Black woman CEO of a Fortune 500 company. By the numbers alone, there is a dismal representation and a little more digging, and there are truly, you know, with this, we shall conclude this commemoration. Then we'll move on to the National Opioid Awareness Day. Today is marked to create awareness about effects of opioid overdose and reduce the stigma associated with it. Its purposes is to raise awareness of doses or overdoses, reduce the stigma of drugs and related cards, etc. The holiday is the American version of International Overdose Awareness Day, which was initiated in 2001 in Austria by S.J. Finn. The movement is necessity by the problem of opioid use in the US. So what are opioids? Opioids are a diverse class of strong, addictive, and considerably inexpensive drugs, which include opiates and fentanyl. Conventionally, opioids have been prescribed as a pain medication, as they are capable of treating acute pain but not less effective for treating chronic pain. Clinical guidelines state that opioids should be used only as a last resort for chronic pain in absence of safer alternatives. And, you know, the opioid endemic or epidemic is in the US is due to ongoing overuse of opioid medications, both from medical practitioners and illegal sources. And according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, this extensive overuse of opioid substances began in the US in the late 1990s. This was the time when opioid prescriptions for pain management escalated and resulted in the rise in the overall use of opinions. And according to statistics, nearly 841,000 people died from drug overdoses between 1999 and 2020. And of this number, 5 lakhs were as a result of prescription and illicit opioids in the year 2017 alone. Up to 70,237 drug overdose deaths were recorded, and 47,600 of which were involved on opioid. And according to 2017 report, an estimated 130 people in the US die every day from an opioid-related overuse. So opioids are harmful if and when used indiscriminately without proper prescription. However, when administered and supervised by accredited medical professionals, they are safe to use. So we'll move on to other commemorations. National Chai Day or Tea Day today is celebrated today and held in an appreciation of global healthy and beneficial drink. Chai is also referred to as masala chai, is a sweet Indian tea beverage with a slight hint of spiciness that traditionally consists of aromatic spices like cardamom, nutmeg, cinnamon, and pepper. National Chai Day officially commenced in 2018 and is said to have been founded by Somras, the world's first line of Indian liquors. And there are several ways to enjoy chai, including having it iced or National Chai Day officially commemorated in 2018 and is said to have been founded by Somras, the world first line of Indian liquors. And there were several ways to enjoy chai, including having it iced, hot, or part of some sumptuous dish. So in many Asian countries, the word chai means tea, but the actual chai drink did not contain tea from the onset. Masala chai, which translates into mixed spices tea, is what we came to know as chai. It is one of the most remarkable drink that although the National Chai Day only dates back to September 21st, 2018, the drink is said to have been created over 5,000 years ago, especially for medicinal purposes and as a special tea for royalty. And it is, for medicinal purposes and as a specialty for royalty. Its earliest version was only a mixture of spices but without tea leaves. Over the years, it has grown to be loved by people worldwide. And today, chai is very well known for many benefits. It provides the body a direct effect of its constituents. These constituents and their health benefits include black pepper and ginger, which aid digestion, cloves that help to relieve abdominal pain, cardamom, which helps elevate one's mood, and the cinnamon, which promotes the health of the lung and heart. Chai spices enhance the digestive activities of the stomach and intestines. Hence, its functional enables to. And is there any best time to drink tea, chai? You can take chai at any time of the day. However, it is best suitable to have in the morning or after lunch to optimize the stimulating effect it gives while you are awake and active. So, drinking chai tea will help reduce skin inflammation and soothing irritations resulting conditions such as eczema, acne, or it contributes to the enhancement of blood flow around the skin and ultimately boosts its glow. So National School Backpack Awareness Day, to reduce, it strives to make sure students wear backpacks safely, as improper use of uh, backpacks can lead to back pain or injury, which can impact learning. On this day, teachers, students, and parents come together to make sure families are aware of these risks, and that backpacks are being worn properly for it. It's for the children. So use both straps. Slinging your backpack on one shoulder can lead to bad posture and injury or pain. So always use both straps. Adjust the height. Backpacks should be worn high on your back. They should not sit an inch or two above your hips. Use waist and chest strap. The horizontal straps help distribute the weight and keep your load stable as you move. And backpacks worn incorrectly can lead to pain or injury, and that is why it is very important to check the weight and use them properly. And National Backpack Awareness Day brings everyone together to learn about backpack safety. It is an opportunity to reach out to parents, caregivers, and students. Not only it is a chance to highlight backpack safety, it also a chance for the community to learn about the challenges their students are facing as they carry heavier packs loaded with books and other stuff. Today is also Telegraph Pole Appreciation Day. You know, in the United Kingdom, a telegraph pole is a British way of referring to a utility pole. A utility pole is a column or post which is usually made out of wood to support overhead power lines and a variety of other public utilities, such as electrical cables, fiber optic cables, and other equipment as transformers, street lights, etc. A telegraph or a utility pole can be alternately be referred as a transmission pole or a telephone pole or a telecommunications pole or a power pole, among others, all depending on what purpose the pole serves. So the first utility poles were introduced in 1843 by William Fothergill Cooke, who pioneered the telegraph. So first used on a line along with Great Western Railway, these poles were then incorporated into regular use by the mid-19th century in America with telegraph systems, beginning with Samuel Morse, who attempted to bury a line between Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., but eventually moved it overhead when his system proved faulty. Today, underground distribution lines are increasing used as an alternative to utility poles due to poles' perceived ugliness as well as safety concerns in areas with large amounts of snow or ice or buildup. Early installations of poles involved treatment with tar but were later treated with creosote or copper sulfate as a preservative instead, as a tar treatment was found only to last up to about 7 years. So in Eastern Europe, Russia, and some third world countries, it is still common to find utility poles carrying bare communication wires mounted on insulators, not only along railway lines, but also along roads and sometimes even in urban areas. Even in India, we can see these poles carrying these electrical lines, telephone lines, fiber lines, and all. It is quite common. In the United States, the electricity is predominantly carried or unprotected aluminum conductors, which are wound around this solid steel cores and attached to rated insulators made out of glass, ceramic, or polytelephone. Community access television and fiber optic cables are generally affixed directly to the pole with no insulators. And in United Kingdom, a substantial amount of the rural electricity distribution system is carried on wooden poles. These poles normally convey electricity at 11 or 33 kV from 132 kV substations, and that are supplied from pylons to distribution substations or pole-mounted transformers. Wooden poles have been used for 132 kV substations for many years since early 1980s. The conductors on these poles are bare metal connected to the post by insulators. Wooden poles can be used for low voltage distribution to consumers. So this is how these poles are used for multiple purposes. And today is a World Mini Golf Day celebrated similar to golf. However, it focuses on putting part of golf. In mini golf, the aim is to score the lowest points. Mini golf usually has 9 holes, and putting distance is shorter than golf. Uh, this version of golf is a fan favorite and makes a great social activity. So get your golf clubs ready for this fantastic celebration. It is also known as miniature golf, and today is also Mid-Autumn Moon Festival in China. Celebrate the moon with Mid-Autumn Moon Festival held annually on the 15th of the 8th lunar month, which falls in the mid-September or early October, on September 21st this year. Originating with the Chinese celebration of festivals, spread with the immigration of Chinese people. Now, Mid-Autumn Moon Festival is celebrated with varying customs across multiple Asian countries. There are also multiple legends connected to this festival. A popular version includes the story of Change, the wife of an archer. Hui Yi, as the story goes on, shot down nine of the 10 suns that were overheating the earth, earning a special exiliar as a reward from the goddess of heavens for saving our earth. This exiliar would enable Hui Yi to ascend to the heavens and become God. However, an evil man had his eye on this exiliar and visited how Yi's abode when he wasn't home. Changed in an effort to protect the exiliar from evil man, drank it herself and flew on the moon with a rabbit, which she took so she would have some company there. Ever since the heartbroken Hu Yi placed his wife's favorite food on the table on the day of the full moon, hoping she would reappear. So another legend changes the ending of the story with Ho Yi going to live on the sun after his wife relocation, only visiting her once a year on this day. That is why the moon is at the fullest. There are a lot of such legends, folklore stories associated with. So, in the final commemoration is Escapology Day, and this escaping from restraints and confined spaces is a handy tool many performers have in their arsenal, which they use to utterly captivate their audience. But this is no way a new skill. Street performers, magicians, and others have been using this skill for many years. In the early days of performing arts, escapology was not an act in itself. Instead, performers used it as a part of their original act to sneakily create illusions, disappear, and reappear in other places, and convince people they had magical powers. A sibling pair of American magicians, publicly called the Davenport brothers, was so skilled at getting out of rope ties, and they managed to convince people they had supernatural powers. This claim was later debunked by other illusionists who not only worked out how the poets performed their acts but also recreated them for audience. However, these recreators were still not the elaborate and inducing escape acts of today, but merely replicated the magician's tricks. And yeah, so finally, the Maban is celebrated today, starting from 21st of every year, and it ends on September 29. Falling on the autumn equinox, it is a harvest festival that signifies the middle of harvest cycle, when both days, nights are of equal length, making it the festival of balance and harmony. In Celtic folklore, the festival is named after Maban, god of Welsh mythology, who is the son of the god of light and Mother Earth. Modern Maban is celebrated, thank Mother Earth for the abundance of gifts of nature. In China, autumn festival is celebrated on the night of harvest moon, and people celebrate this festival by baking cakes made out of harvest rice for the moon goddess, who will bless them with abundance. In Nigeria, the Oruba people celebrate the yam festivals with dances and merriment for the ancestors and fertility of crops for the next year. Iroquois people during fall come together for the corn dance and give thanks for the ripening of grains. In some English countries, the feast of St. Michael is observed and a meal of goose is traditionally served on September 29th. So people around the world throughout the years have celebrated Harvest Festival. Even, this in India, Pongal or Sankranti is a very harvest festival in January. It generally falls in between 13th and 16th. And it also comprises of various festivals. So with this, we shall conclude, and thank you everyone for joining us for this session, and quickly fill up the feedback forms. Okay. So registration forms has been shared. Those who have not registered today, kindly register. And I'm also raising poll for the feedback. Quickly fill up the feedback form through polls. Yeah, feedback form has been raised in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. Everyone quickly fill up the feedback form in the form of polls. I have shared Sunday's conference link. So you can copy and share it with your friends, whoever would like to join, and anyone is interested to present, they can present, register and present and complete the formalities. Whoever is interested can register and attend, and also share with your friends. And the last Sundays, that is 18th, certificates will be available today or tomorrow. Speakers we are issuing now. Participants you might be able to download by tomorrow. You can visit and download your Sunday certificates. And daily certificates are a little bit delayed. That also we will try to issue. Again, we have this Navaratri coming up, Dasara. So from September 25th till October 5th. So for these 10 days, we'll be having holidays. We will try to ensure that within these days, we will try to issue the rest of pending certificates. Already this entire month we have issued except daily. So we'll also work on August. Also some pending are there. In spite of sending email, also some haven't shared their details. We'll try to close it. Otherwise, whoever has completed formalities, we will try to issue for them, leaving others. So thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.